I want to show you the Aprilaire 500 system that installed back during the winter. Our house was staying very dry this year. A lot of static electricity. Was getting tired of using the little units that you sit in the floor and have to fill with water. So got online, got to reading a little bit about the whole home units. 2 or 3 brands seem to be the most popular. Aprilaire was one, did a lot of reviews on, and everybody seemed to like, so I thought I'd try it. Very pleased with it. It does what I wanted it to do. It was fairly simple to install. I've mounted it here to the return, tied into it, and here's out of the supply. Instead of going with the flex hose, I wanted to go ahead and get something a little more sturdy and put in. And another thing I also did is I installed a flap up here for the summer months, and that's what I'm doing now, shutting it off. Now that I'm not using it, just flip this down to shut it, and flip this here to close it off for the summertime, and did that. And I tied my water in. I went ahead and used the copper line, and I did tie it into the hot water, and just ran my line, tucked it in right here, and then the drain line. It does, the water that flows through the filter that doesn't get evaporated drains down, and I tucked that in here. The sensor, this is the one with the automatic unit, so it's got an outdoor sensor on it that keeps up with the temperature, and that helps tell it when to kick on and off. So I just ran that line up, picked up at Home Depot like a 50-foot spool of 2-lead thermostat wire, ran it up and out, and I was lucky I got the stub in. All my wiring was through the top of the unit, so I just tied into it, and then the wire came down for the thermostat. And then also down here show you the condensation line, or the drain line. I tied it into the condensation pump on the unit. That way it just drains straight down into it and pumps it out. And I went ahead to this one, the 24-volt transformer, just tied it into this plug that was already over here that runs the condensation pump, and I have an emergency sump pump in case the basement takes on water to kick in on it. And what I did with this one, I wanted it to run when the heat was off also. So I wired it, that's why I used the 24-volt transformer. I could have tied it in, my control panel's right back here. I could have tied into it, and that way the unit would have kicked on anytime that the heat was running and that it senses that it needed it. I would have had it, but I wanted it to run all the time that it needed, that it sensed dry air. Now it's not as efficient because the heat's not running, but using the hot water during the day, I've got the thermostat cut back when nobody's here. In this way, if it senses that the air is dry, it will kick on and run and put some moisture in the air, so it beats not having it on at all. Fairly easy to wire. That was one concern I had. A lot of the reviews I've read, some people would buy the unit and have somebody else install it, but I thought the instructions were good on how to wire it in. Took my time. It doesn't take a lot of tools. You can do it in a day. I would recommend doing it if you're interested in it in the fall maybe, or spring. I did mine after winter had started and had to shut the unit off while you're working on it, so it gets a little cold in the house. But if you get the time to pick one up and put it in during the summer months or something like that, and that way when winter gets here, you're ready to go. Because I'm fixing to shut this one down. All you do is turn the water off and the controller here, and then shut the valves, and you're done for the summer. So I want to show you a quick look at it. Thanks for watching. I want to show you the Aprilaire 500 system that installed back during the winter. Our house was staying very dry this year. A lot of static electricity. Was getting tired of using the little units that you sit in the floor and have to fill with water. So got online, got to reading a little bit about the whole home units. 2 or 3 brands seem to be the most popular.